Matthew, fresh from university, was posted to a remote town in Kogi State for his NYSC. The town, Okenego, was quiet, too quiet. From the moment he arrived, whispers followed him. Snakes are not to be killed here, his host warned him on his first night. He'd laughed. Is this superstition or tradition? The man's face stayed grave. Here, it's survival. Okenego was surrounded by thick forest, and snakes were almost spiritual to the people. There were stories, old and worn, passed down like heirlooms, that the snakes had a kingdom, ruled by a queen deep in the belly of the forest. That they only struck in vengeance. That those who killed them died, slowly, but surely. Matthew didn't care. He was a Lagos boy. Bold. Unshaken. Always armed with logic and Google. Then one evening, walking back from the primary school where he taught, a fat black mamba slithered across his path. Instinct and annoyance collided. He crushed its skull with a stick, muttering, "Nonsense. Worshipping snakes. Not today." When he got home, people looked at him like he was already dead. That night, the dreams began. They were vivid. He'd see golden serpents coiling through trees, and a woman, always a woman, laughing from somewhere behind the shadows. He'd wake up drenched in sweat, hearing hisses that faded the moment he turned on the light. 1 week later, she appeared. Her name was Ima. She said she had just moved to the town to run a boutique, but no one else had seen her arrive. Her skin was deep bronze, smooth like river rocks, and her curves, God, they were almost sinful. She always wore green, like she was dipped in the forest. Her voice was hypnotic, her smile slightly too wide. And she wanted Matthew. Desperately. At first, he was cautious. But desire is a kind of poison too. She visited him often. Touched him slowly. Looked at him like he was her prey, but he mistook it for passion. "Do you believe in destiny?" she once whispered against his ear. He laughed. "No. But I believe in luck." She smiled. "Then you're very unlucky." Weeks passed. He stopped sleeping well. His pupils sometimes slitted in the mirror. He swore he could taste blood in the rain. The snake he killed, its corpse had disappeared. And the townspeople had begun avoiding him entirely. One night, Ima finally undressed in front of him, and Matthew froze. Her back had scales. Beautiful, iridescent scales. He blinked. And they vanished. "Ima," he said, his voice hoarse, "what are you?" She straddled him, her body impossibly hot. Justice. That night, she didn't make love to him, she possessed him. The truth unraveled in whispers. Ima wasn't human. She was one of the 7 serpent maidens, daughters of Queen Ajano of the Underforest Kingdom. They had been sent to punish him, to make him fall in love, bind him with pleasure, and drain him with grief. But something had gone wrong. Ima had fallen in love with him, and now she didn't want him to die. She wanted to protect him, even though she knew that they couldn't be together. She warned him, "Leave now or die." Matthew begged her to run away with him, to leave her people behind. But serpents don't abandon their blood. They strike for it. The queen had already seen their treachery, and knew that Ima had betrayed their kingdom. One night, the sky cracked with thunder, but no rain fell. Instead, serpents came. There were hundreds of them, or maybe thousands, gliding through the village streets toward his home. Ima fought them, and in the chaos, Matthew fled into the forest, guided only by memory and moonlight. Snakes ran after him as he ran for his life. He moved to Edo State, alone and a changed man. He couldn't help but blame himself for everything he had done. He often wondered what happened to Ima. He sees her sometimes in his dreams. Her voice still wraps around his ears like silk, like snakes. He knows she's watching him somewhere in the trees, or maybe in the rain. Maybe in the shadows between streetlights. One evening, as he settled in his new location, a young woman named Gloria, who is also a copper, warned him. "I see you're new here, but you need to know that snakes are not to be killed in this village." And he whispered under his breath, "I know."